Welcome back. Day Drinking with David. This may be one of our final episodes of the month because it's going to get so crazy here. I'm not sure I can get away, but I'll do my best to pop in when we have new stuff to talk about. I got a lot of fun stuff. Today is Amrut and Armagnac. That's our theme. Amrut, the famous Indian single malt distiller, and Armagnac, the incredible brandy of Southwest France. We'll start with Chateau Garreau. The wonderful people at Chateau Garreau have sent me a huge selection of samples to choose from. We're going to do some single cask selections here together. That's always fun. I've only got about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 samples here to try. Various vintages. We're gonna try a huge bevy of them, but we'll sort of leave out some of the little more typical stuff here. No VS today. All right, and then we're gonna try the 2 casks of Amrut. These are the first single cask Amruts that I think have ever been imported. One selected by myself for the store, the other selected by the wonderful SoCal Whiskey Club, friends of the store, and pretty big boy, kind of the closest thing we can get to Cavalon nowadays. We can't get any Cavalon, so there you go. So yeah, we're going to hammer through a bunch of these. Garreau is a really interesting producer and one of the best parts of the Bas Armagnac. They call themselves Grand Bas Armagnac, but rightfully so. They're right in the good area, and they've kind of come online. I've been chatting with them for a little while. They have the classic lineup of VS, VSOP, XO, and they took me on a little Zoom tour of the property, which is absolutely gorgeous. They're super unique in the sense that they have underground shay. So most of the shays are above ground and either wet or dry depending on the aspect and where it is on the property. This is a wet cellar underground, very cool. I assume haven't been there, but I want to go there. They're this very sweet family. The property has been cultivated since the 1800s. They are they are planted mostly tobacco with some Folle Blanche, some Colombard, and of course some Uni Blanc. But they pride themselves on the high levels of Sable Fauve. Sable Fauve is the loamy, kind of reddish soils that are most prized for brandy production in the area. And Baco is particularly suited to grow vigorously on those soils. That said, I'm going to be tasting a young Folle Blanche to start. 100% Folle Blanche, cask strength sample, 55.4. Distilled in 2015. So this gives a good idea of what the young eau de vies taste like. Not too dark color. There's obviously going to be some new oak here. I think there's pretty traditional practices in terms of the aging scheme. So as is typical in the area, depending on the usage, with Armagnac, you do have to use French oak, which is interesting. Local oak is preferred, although not required. The typical usage is 1 pass of 6 to 12 months in new oak before transferring into used containers, and then they'd extend that every use after that, and after the 3rd pass, that's considered a used container. So it would be like the first, if it's the first fill, you'll have maybe 6-8 months in that new container. The second fill, 12, 15, 18 months. The third time, maybe 2 years, 2.5 years to get that the color and the oak that they want. And then after that, the barrel would be considered used, and that would start to go into the rotation for filling recently distilled spirit. Beautiful golden color there. Again, we said 100% Folle Blanche. Okay. Very pointed, citrus driven. It's kind of minerally, interestingly. I wonder if that's the glass. I've been seasoning this glass, but it has an unusual character. No, it's not the glass. Oh, that's a different character. It's got a bit of a funk bomb to it. I like that. Not what I was expecting. Usually Folle Blanche is really pretty. That's different. They also are unique in that they have, what do we have? They have their own stills, so they're not using itinerant distillers, which is typical in the region. It's quite a well-kept property. It seems to be very well-maintained, and their stills were built in the 1920s and 30s, so quite nice antique stills. Next, we're going to go into, let's see, the Baco. I have some 2003s. Here's another sample of, I wonder if that's the same stuff. Oh, no, here's the Baco. This is 2013 Baco. 2002 De Rose Cousard de la Salle. You had, that was a unique estate, 100% Folle Blanche, very rare in the region. Folle Blanche is the most difficult grape to cultivate in the area. It's highly susceptible to a number of various issues, from rot to other diseases and what have you. And it's just low yield, which is generally, not what producers are looking for. But when it is cultivated properly and you're able to get the grapes off of there, the quality can be excellent. This is 100% Baco from 2013, 58.5, so all the way up cast strength. That's a big boy. Presumably no water added before. That's much fruitier. How about now? Any luck? Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Still no audio. Now, does anybody know? Nothing still. Nope. Yes. Oh my God, we're back. This is ridiculous. All right, I'm going to try one more thing. It's when someone calls. Still yes? Still yes? All right. Someone sent an article, I think it was Dan, and we're gone. Okay. Still yes. Still no. What a terrible waste of everybody's time. This is another reason why I'm so over Instagram. Audio good. Video spotty. You got any of your Dickel collab rye? What? Oh, choppy but coming through now. Okay. Well, better than nothing. Good now. All right, whatever. We're just going to go with it. So anyway, moving back. So frustrating. 2011, I don't know what Instagram or Apple or whoever did to make this the worst thing ever. But ever since a few weeks ago, I updated my stinking phone. And this happens every time. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, here's the 2011 Baco. You know, starting to get a little more color, but still quite light. This has changed its... I blame Zuckerberg, too. I don't care. I'm going to get banned, but whatever. Definitely has... This glass is weird, though. Definitely has more spice, more fruit. 52.9. I wonder if there's a little bit of water added, or maybe it's the vintage that's different here. So someone asked a question there a while back. Oh, well, I missed it. Oh, someone's asking Leopold Brothers if they're going to do the Dickel collab at K&L. What a coup that is, huh? Dickel and Leopold. Oh, my. Amazing. That's so exciting. I'm sure we'll get some. Okay, this 2011, this is 10-year-old Armagnac now. This is starting to come through with some character, some depth. Again, we're tasting the Chateau Garreau Armagnacs. We've got a whole host of vintages here. We're on to the 2011. Still quite high proof at 52.9. I had a nice conversation with the owners and their importer or their marketing team. And, I think they know what we want. But, of course, it's very different from the classic style here, which is, what they're so used to producing. And there's still a debate in the community, Armagnac community. I just saw on Serious Brandy the other day someone, hating on the sort of crossoverness of, maybe it's a joke, but some of the brandy guys, want to keep it for themselves, and I don't blame them, because there ain't a lot of this stuff out there. I mean, part of the reason why the big guys haven't been able to make it work so well, something like Armagnac, there's just simply not enough of the product to make it worth their while to market it heavily. So, when you're talking about this level of production, someone like Bacta Brandy can take it and make it work on a small scale, but a big company looks at it and says, no way. I mean, it's not like, you can ramp up production, but you need 15, 20 years to get it to the level that makes sense. So that's why we focus on these artisanal producers. Now, moving on to the 2007 100% Baco. We've had a lot of Baco here. 47.5. They must have been doing some Eulage here. Artie Bucco learned the hard way. Armagnac fans afraid that retailers pushing it are going to do too good of a job. Yeah, they might be. I think what they're worried about is all the bourbon guys. I mean, jumping ship. I mean, most of the Armagnac doesn't really scratch the bourbon itch. There are some crossovers for sure, but traditional Armagnac, it's going to be like, less woody, more fruity, very, very different. Although arguably the more old school farmhouse style, where they buy one barrel and leave it there for 30 years, tends to get closer to your with the woodiness levels of a bourbon. Here we have 2008, the first Uni Blanc. That was several Baco in a row, and then we have some older vintages here, 85 and 92. Let's see if we find any that are really superlative. Lots going on at the store. We're ramping up for the holidays. Great recommendation on good Armagnac for bourbon lovers. Much appreciated. The tattoo is really good. I'm so glad you like that. That's a great crossover. Not Armagnac, of course, by law, because it was aged partially in American oak, but Armagnac in its heart. Oh, this is starting to get good. I like this. 08 Uni Blanc, 47.3. That could work. Lots of richness and spice here on the nose. Good fruitiness, some nuttiness behind, starting to get into some of the tertiary characters. Some rancio, some other things like that. Yeah, that Villazari is pretty badass. The 30-year single cast strength. That's pretty oaky. Yeah, that 08's probably my favorite so far, the Uni Blanc. Now we're on a this is 1992 Baco Uni Fall Blanche blend at 41% alcohol. So this is probably pretty next level in terms of its... I wonder if the... Brian always got me with the Century City thing. Now I'm starting to get a little darker. Oh yeah, that's really starting to go. Now moving into the tropical fruit flavors. A little bit of that dried stone fruit. You know, it's funny when you go to Armagnac and you talk to the producers and you ask them, you know, to describe maybe what they smell in the Armagnacs that they're producing. You know, as soon as they get out, particularly the farm producers, but pretty much you get it a lot. I've heard it a lot, especially with older stuff, where they generally just describe it as smelling like prunes, which is which is not the most attractive thing. Getting a tiny hint of that desiccated plum here. I like prunes, but it's not for everybody. It's certainly not the way you want to market the product. If it's not too early for non-Armagnac, do you think the EU tariff lift will start impacting what gets distributed in the U.S. markets? No, I don't think that will change much. I don't think we saw a huge reallocation. Brian, we have Amrut to taste, which I think you bought one. So Armagnac and Amrut, that's the theme today. No bourbon though, guys. Although I will be giving away something else at the end of the show. But it's a little crowd today, so maybe we'll have more luck. Who knows? Only 50 people showing up. That's it. Maybe people are getting bored with this. I'm kind of getting bored with this in the sense that I can't believe you guys want to watch me do this all day long. But I guess people do. Any news on the Fortaleza Winter Blend? Any more single barrel? No news. Winter Blend should be here soon, but they weren't able to give us a good number. El Tapatito, great name. But I guess people are enjoying this, so that's good. There is more Domaine de Cardinat coming. Yeah, we have 3 new vintages coming. Good call. That's a good crossover for bourbon lovers, especially very affordable. The 2005, I think last year. I'm tasting both Amruts, Brian. Yeah, I will. After I finish this 92, which is phenomenally delicious. This is definitely not a bourbon drinkers. This is an elegant, classic, old Grand Baz Armagnac. Are there any yaks as good as the 1980 Barillon? No, there aren't any as good as Barillon. Barillon is the best. But there's more coming, and there's more other things that are different from Barillon that are also delicious. Not a huge amount before the end of the year right now because of the shipping crisis. Jambon is coming. Yes, I've ordered Jambon. That is loaded up. That's going to be early next year, along with the Rare Armagnac Company, Gros Perrin, which is some incredible stuff. We're getting a huge load of that. Jambon Jovi. Jambon is a weird, wonderful little estate in Armagnac. We did it a while back. super estery and funky and dry. Not for everybody, but JD10 coming. You know us and Jack Daniels. We got a little bit up north. I got no allocation in the SoCal. We don't sell a lot of Jack Daniels, although I did buy 50 cases of the cast strength, but didn't seem to make a blip. Yeah, we don't. It's not that it's not, Dan, it's not that it's not on our radar. It's that we didn't get an allocation. We're just not an important enough account for Jack Daniels. We do a huge amount with Old Forester and some of the other brands, but that doesn't matter for the Jack Daniels allocation. I mean, I don't think I've bought any Jack Daniels besides the cast strength single barrel, which we do well with and sell lots of, but they care about the other stuff. They want me to buy the apple flavored whiskey. Thoughts on the K&L pick? Didn't taste it. Sold out in a day. NorCal guy, Andrew picked those, so can't really speak to it. If you want to send me one, I think maybe I'll do one more tasting here before the end of the year, and it's going to be next week. And I think we're going to do. I'm going to have someone set up a blind tasting. So if you want to submit your blind, and then I'll reveal them here. Feel free. Any info on the new lottery format for this year? No information, no decisions have been made. I just can't imagine doing it all by hand again. I'm praying we can automate it somehow. Oh, yes, Kalos vodka is here. Dude, the best vodka. The best vodka in the store. The best vodka in the world, maybe. Let's get some Kalos out there, guys. Maybe we should do a little Insta on the Kalos, dude. So no hope for Hazmat Koi. Yeah, I can't imagine. If I didn't get any tenure, I can't imagine we're getting any of the Koi. I don't know, man. Jack Daniels is kind of it's a bit opaque. K&L Macallan's coming anytime soon. Which K&L Macallans are you talking about? Taker of naps. Nobody asked about the Willet. I'm surprised about that. That'll be here tomorrow. 1 bottle of Willet, 19 year. Turn your bots on. It's going straight to the web. It's only $1,200. It seems super reasonable. I texted Drew that I was like, oh my God. He texted back, surprise! I couldn't handle it. Killed me. So have you ordered Overhauled 114? I haven't tasted it yet. I haven't seen it yet. I will order it as soon as it comes here. Jason Drams, yes, 1 bottle. 1 bottle. We'll get another. There's 3 barrels came from what I heard. Am I being a funny guy? Super reasonable, $1,200. Yeah. And I think that a barrel went to the north and a barrel went to the south. Andre's here. That's great news. And yeah, I guess we got a tiny bit of it. I'll push for more, but everybody wants it. A barrel that old is going to be like 120 bottles if you're lucky. 100 bottles, something like that. Think about all the stores out there, every little bodega. Stacks Willet products if they can. Praise for a bottle. This is the 85 I've moved on to at 41% alcohol. That's pretty killer here. Trying to get up there. That's gorgeous color. What if everyone... Sorry, what is everyone excited about? Oh, Andre, we were talking about the Willet 19 that's coming. My 1 bottle. Ooh, yeah, that's good. That's starting to get really complex. A lot of leathery notes, a lot of what I would call rancio, which is a bit of a terminology that is disputed in terms of what it really means. But yeah, nutty, rich. Dry though, nice and dry. I think I like the 92 best though. Whatever happened to the non-disclosed Japanese distillery that was better than Yama Impex? I think that's right, Chris. It's still coming. Who knows when it'll be here? It'll just show up, and then I think it will sell out. It's not like Karazawa level. You remember when we had Karazawa barrels? 2 barrels of Karazawa. Does anybody remember that? It's not like Karazawa level, like, sought after, but the people who have tasted it really think it's like one of the best Japanese whiskey they've had. It's a no-name brand. It's going to be like an Impex single barrel, I think. I'm not sure how it's branded actually, but the distillery is not being disclosed. And here we go with the Amruts. Oh look, it's got that fun little tax stamp on top. It's definitely real. We've got that. That's how you know if your Amrut's real or not. Okay, someone scan that QR code. I wonder if it'll go to their website or what. Anyway, these are 2 barrels. The first one, cask number 3890. That is an ex-Oloroso sherry butt. Gorgeous color. These are bottled June of 2021. It was distilled in January 2015. So some of the older stocks we've ever seen out of this region. If you know these whiskeys, they, somewhat like Kavalan, they're in a very hot, humid environment. And the resulting concentration over just a few years is really unprecedented. Another gorgeous color. This is 100% unpeated Indian barley, malted like they do. Pepperidge Farms remembers, yes. Like they do in the north and distilled in the south. And Joe's here. Joe, we gotta get together, man. Meant to ask you at the store, what's the deal with... I'm not going to talk about that here. But thanks, Andre. Oh, the nose on this. So nutty. So Oloroso driven. Big fruit. Oh, God dang. Oh my God, it's really, really good. That's the Oloroso. Yeah, I'm really glad we bought this. These are not inexpensive whiskeys, but I think they over-deliver. This is the Oloroso. Of course, I should have brought water, but I forgot. They're just under cask strength. It's so funny. Apparently, it's like an extra $1,500, $2,000 a bottle of cask strength, even though I asked them to, they didn't, but whatever. It's still delicious. It's maybe originally 62%. And just absolutely cracking. Oh God. The nose is, it's nicely in between that insane. So it doesn't have quite that dark flavor that you get on some of the Kavalans, that almost like winey flavor. It feels like a little bit more like a very old Scotch in terms of its character, although there's that intensity level. What's incredible is it doesn't feel at all young, in the same way but Kavalan does have a little bit of that spikiness to it. On the palate here, we're ultra rich and smooth. Really driven by that big Oloroso sherry cask. Lots of coffee, toffee, long, super complex. It's unpeated, but there is a little snappy smokiness to it, and not sulfury at all. This is a really freaking killer cask. Vibrancy. Oh, thank you for that word, Andre. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, this is a very, very, very good cask. And right next to it, one of the oldest Amruts I've ever tasted. We occasionally get the 10-year that's like $1,000 or something nuts like that. And this is an 8-year in fresh X port pipes. You can see the ridiculous color on that. That's just like coffee dark. And this was selected by our friends at the... they have a phone number on the back. Next time we'll prank call the Amrut customer care line. This was our friends at the SoCal Whiskey Club. They selected this barrel. It's very expensive, and rightfully so, but not compared to freaking Kavalan. So I think we're right in that range here. Look at that color. The guys who've tasted it have really thought good things about it. Let's see. This is my first time tasting this, actually. Whoa, that's so different. This does remind me a lot of Kavalan. This is like right in that range. Tried Ardbeg 19. Andre tried Ardbeg 19, 3rd edition at the Jackalope with Travis and Pedro. Thank you. Oh, you bought one. Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah, it's expensive, but, you know, price of entry is worth it. How does one join the SoCal Whiskey Club? Just go to the SoCal Whiskey Club website and sign up. We are trying Amrut single cask export pipe. Was bottled exclusively for the SoCal Whiskey Club, but of course you can buy it at K&L. They got through a good chunk of it. We have the rest, and it's $200, which in the world of Southern Hemisphere high quality single cask super dark whiskeys is pretty reasonable, really. I mean, it tastes like Kavalan in terms of the intensity of the wine influence. Whereas, like, at Kavalan, it feels like they freaking injected the wine into the barrel. And then it's just all coming out. So, on the nose, chocolatey, super dense fruit compote, like cherries and strawberries. I mean, very wine driven. Some big spice behind and some earthy notes, like a savory, underbrushy, sagey note. Well, I haven't put it in my mouth yet, Brian, so I'll tell you if it's sweet or sour. I imagine it's quite sweet. I know you have a fear of red wine casks, but this is port, so it's a little different. No sourness at all. Big, sweet, spicy, dark, long. I mean, they're very, very different. Oh my God. It's an absolute monster. Super spicy, super sweet. Some good darker flavors. Roasted coffee, a little bit of licorice. Ooh, it's really juicy. Oh, you do like port. That's good. It's really good. Sorry, yeah, this is the Amrut export pipe 8-year. One of the oldest Amruts, one of the few single barrels. It is hot. It's hot and spicy, but not like ethanol-y. It's good. It's balanced. Humberto, you can come on through. Oh, perfect. So yeah, that's a killer cask. It's not cheap, but I'm really, really excited to be selling these. They're super high quality. Someone asked, what does port pipe mean? So yeah, the port wine is generally aged in these specialized barrels. They're quite large, several hundred liters, like 500 liters. Some of the largest barrels you see in Scotland, and they're kind of look like sherry butts, if you know, but like elongated. So it really does look like a more of a tube shape, and that's why they get that name pipe. Looks a little bit like a cigar, really. But I totally get that question. They're really cool looking. I would Google it. They're really beautiful, old, usually American oak. Although you can sometimes hear Spanish. This does not feel like American oak. It's got that big Spanish spice and that great dark color. But it's hard to tell whether that's from the wine. You know, the port wines are, vintage ports are they're sweet, but they're also very tannic, which is interesting. The right wine cask does wonders. Jason, you're not wrong. Drinking Kavalan Manzanilla lately? You're a very lucky man. We cannot get that Manzanilla. That's like that stuff is bonkers. The Fino, the Manzanilla, they're like one of the few distilleries that uses those regularly, and they're wildly expensive. No smoke on either of these. No bitterness either, Brian. Thank you for asking. There is some spice. It's interesting because there's no peat, but there is definitely that malty malty earthiness that kind of feels a bit smoky, which still comes through even with all that wine influence. They're extremely well balanced despite the intensity, though. So yeah, I really think these are worth the price of entry, and so different from each other. I'm gonna buy both. Oh, the Oloroso though. Oh my god. I mean, if this said Scotland on it and was 20 years old, I mean, it could be a 20-year-old single malt from Speyside. It's just nuts. Oh, bonkers. I can't wait to taste those with water. Spice is a good thing, but getting tannins more often than I'd like on some bottles lately. Maybe should add some water, Brian. Yeah, if you're sensitive to tannins, I wouldn't be too worried about these. Have you ever shared pictures of the inside of the main warehouse? I just want to see the glory. It's not quite as romantic as it might seem, but voila. It's a very cool operation. Maybe I'll walk you guys around the store during the holidays. That'll be fun, huh? See the craziness that we deal with. Any more Fortaleza single barrels? Not this year. Did you guys taste that? It was incredible. We've already crushed half my bottle. That was fun. So, with that said, that's the end of our tasting portion of the afternoon. I am going to give away our friend Jose recommended, who is a watcher and lover of whiskey, that I give away one of the 2 Old Forester Ryes that were given to me, and with that in mind, I'm just going to give away both of them. So we have 2 Old Forester Ryes. That's the cask strength rye. Any word on the... yes, somebody won, but I have not reached out to them yet, and I'm very sorry for that. I will announce that. I'll email you today about that. I don't know if it was you bros, bourbon bullies, but maybe. And so, yeah, so go ahead and email me, David Girard, Girard, at... Did I freeze? Did I freeze? I don't look frozen on my end. I look alive. Girard. Am I frozen? Have I lost all? Okay, not frozen. Not frozen. You're good. Cool. But I'm sure the sound's gone now, right? No. Okay, so yeah, email me, how about the name? This is an easy one. The name of the founder of the Old Forester brand. There you go. And make sure you put in the subject line, Day Drinking with David. Please put nothing else but that. That really helps me out. Day Drinking with David. Don't need to add anything else. Just that. David Girard, Girard, with the answer at KLWines, plural.com, with the answer to the trivia question, which is very easy. The founder of the Old Forester brand. Oh, Kevin's the first to email. Good for you, Kevin. David After Dark coming soon. I haven't yet figured that out, but I hope to do that someday soon. Maybe during the holiday rush it'll be a better way to connect, because we're just so crazy in the store. Taking an hour to drink, I think, might piss off my colleagues. So in any case, we've got 2 bottles of Old Forester. That's pretty much all I got, guys. Buy these Amruts. Seriously, they're nuts. They're so good. Bowmore news. The news about Bowmore is there is no news. There is no Bowmore. What's the bottle? The Old Forester Rye. That's the giveaway. This is the bottle you should buy, and maybe this one too. Those are so good. Monsters. Absolute monsters. Lotto or speed? Huh. I don't understand the question, but, I'm dense. Been drinking all day. What else is going on? We have the Macallan Harmony is coming soon. I'm sure you guys are all excited on that. Hirsch single barrels are coming as well. That's really happening. Doris Moore, who knows? One more. God, I don't know anything about that. No more Klein leash right now. Oh, that's not true. We have a barrel of old Klein leash that was dumped that we purchased. There are only 9 cases coming. It'll be very expensive and very old. It's delicious. Waddy Boone news. I have a Waddy Boone coming. It's an 8-year Dickel in recharred wood. It's freaking delicious. And they put it in the old bottle, which is my absolute favorite thing about it. Although they have like a blue label with the I think the gold foil or maybe the gold wax. Random question. Did you happen to try last year's pick of High West Double I finished in Pinot de Charente? Curious of what you thought about it. I can't recall specifically about that. I think I liked it. I picked it, I think, so I probably liked it. I remember it being pretty weird, though. Sweet and sour. Maybe Brian wouldn't like it, but the new Carcaveos rye is out of control. If only one choice of Amrut, which... That's a tough call. Depends on what you like. If you want more classic Scotch style, go for the Oloroso. If you want to smack you around, Cavalon in your face thing, go for the export. Glendronach 18 is not available currently. It's supposed to come back. Lots of great questions. Did you try the 375 Altamore this year on discount? I have tried it. It's excellent. That's a really good bottling and a great price. Love it. Old school Altmore. JD Coyhill, Sergio, very unlikely. We didn't get any 10-year down here. We got a tiny bit up north. Maybe we'll get a bottle or two. It's not looking good. Barrel of Kleiny, it's coming, but it will be tight. Are you going to try the unnamed Speyside here? Sure. Yeah, I can do that. How many E.H. Taylor single barrels are you guys getting? 1. Yeah, we're getting a single barrel. No store picks of. Yeah, SIB. I should know all these terminologies. What's SIB again, guys? I don't know anything. Second Brett's question. What did Columbo say? Brett. Where is Brett's question? Did I miss it? Doris Moore. Oh my God. You want to re-ask that, Brett? I must have missed it. Yeah, Midwinter will be here soon. Oh, yeah, no, we're getting a single barrel of E.H. Taylor. That's coming. NorCal. We got a Stag. We have a Buffalo Trace, an Eagle Rare, and a Weller down here. And a Stag and an E.H. Taylor up there. Is there any of the favorite New Gordon Fails? No, those aren't exclusives. I didn't even taste them. I was just like, were available back east. And we just bought them because they look cool. I do want to open some of those here. I know, of course, the classic ones will be good. The Aberfeldy looked pretty interesting to me. We'll see. The Longmorn, I did taste the Longmorn. It's awesome. It's expensive, but it's really, really good. Oh, you're asking about the end of year lottery? Of course. We don't know how it will work. What batch? Oh, Bob, that's such a good question. I'll have to check on that. Email me. We're getting lunch next week, right, Bob? Any info on the timing of those barrels? They're just being bottled now, so 8 to 12 weeks. So probably January, to be honest. I don't think we'll see the Buffalo Trace single barrels. My picks before January. The rest of the stuff should be here before the end of the year in NorCal. Would K&L be getting any of the recent releases of Navajo Palazzi brandy? Single malts or sherries? I hope so. What's that? St. Cloud? What do you want me to do with it?
Is it in the system? Oh, because there's no PO for it, but I took it. I signed for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess. How many bought?
6.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep it.
Which one is it?
I have no idea. I have to check.
There's the Yarra and the other one. This one.
Oh, no, it's not either of those.
Oh,
it's got to be something new.
Yeah,
I don't know why they sent it.
But it's
Well,
good
there
that
you
I
go.
didn't refuse it.
Yeah, I guess not. It's fancy stuff. St. Cloud bourbon in the house. St. Cloud. We don't know which barrel yet. We'll have to figure that out. Lots of stuff. See the inner workings of KNL on display. Unsolicited plug for Douglas Lang Scotch blends. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Really delicious. Great stuff. Great price. Couldn't agree more. When are the redacted rows finally dropping? Liquid Tina Nick. As soon as I get an invoice from them. Happy early 2022 to us then. Yeah, that's right. Samaroli. What do you want me to say? It's delish. It's expensive. It's delish and expensive. Can't really argue with that. I thought the blends are quite nice. That's what, Silvano was really focused on before he passed away. So I think the blends are the value there, and yeah, huge fan. If you got the money, I highly recommend it. We've been trying to work on his wife. Oh my God, the port is still opening up. Silvano Samaroli's wife started a new brand, focused mostly on rums, but with the original stocks. Just trying to get those here, but it's been difficult. Oh, all right. Well, any other questions before I let you guys go? I know it's been a busy day. Thank you for coming. Do think about those Amruts. They're really quite special. And I'll be back one more time before Thanksgiving here, probably next week. And then we're going to be in the store, so come see me there. And then maybe we'll squeeze in a little David After Dark, over the holidays to keep it going. Hey, we love you, man. I really appreciate that. Highland Park